I'm going to try and pick all of these bits of clay that have a spatter that fell in the bottom of the hole. See, what they'll do is that they'll dissolve and turn into powder, but what they'll do is they'll form a skin over the bottom of the thing here, and that'll stop the water from going straight down inside the hole. It'll just seep out the side. It'll stop the water. Clay is pretty strong, you know, so I'm going to get rid of anything that's residual around the sides, anything that's just hanging on. And the water's still going to go sideways, but see, like that tree there, see how green all of the grass is around the edge of it? The water's going to seep out, but most of it is going to go straight down into this hole here to the bottom where there's a clay well, and the water will sit there for days and weeks, and slowly the sun will draw the water back up to the surface where the tree is, and keep it a bit more watered. We're not allowed to have water out here, hey? We have to ration our water. Just try and make it really hard. Very dry in there also, even though everything I put in there I'd mixed with water, and it was quite sloppy going inside the hole there. Well, all of that water's gone, but at least what was left behind was really hard and tightly compacted, and I'm just going to do this at the surface. I need to put in another 70 mil, maybe 80 mil of potting mix, nutritious potting mix, and that's what the plant is going to be planted in. Not today. I'm just going to keep bashing this for a couple of days. No water, like even this water here that I was washing my hands in, it's full of clay, and if I was to pour that water in there, it would form a skin, and the skin would be hard enough to stop the water soaking down. So I need to get fresh water. That can go somewhere else. I've got more plants. Really good potting mix. At the top, about that much I did in potting mix, so this is really good soil, and I'll put another layer in and pound that down, get it all nice and hard. Then I'll dig a little hole and plant my tree. Look forward to that. So here's my potting mix. It's a little bit wet. obviously because I added water as I put everything in right down to the bottom of the hole. We got our compost down the bottom, which was vegetable scraps mixed with sand. Then we got our mulch, which is a water retainer, and mixed with sand, and then it was pure mulch. And then the top, that much of the hole, is potting mix, which is where all your nutrients are. This is where you get all your chicken shit, your horse shit, all of your leafy organics, all your nutrients added stuff in there, hydroponics type stuff. And I'm just going to pour all of that in there, because what happened is the water dispersed out of the hole because I'd mixed it with everything I put in there. The core dropped, so it was about that far below ground level. So that I just put in there then brings it up to ground level. We'll give him a bit of a pound. It's like a mortar and pestle. Get it all nice and hard. I'm not going to do it today, but tomorrow I'll put water in there. See, he still needs to come up. He could probably come up a long way. See, there's no cracks. No cracks here. Tiny little bit of surface grazing, nothing much. So that'll hold the water in. I'll go and empty this bucket, and need to get a little bit more potting mix, and I'll come back and do that. See, there's some nice fresh clean water. You can probably see the level of the ground is here, which is about there. So we're well below the ground. So we keep putting soil. I'm going to put all of this. See, like that? See what I just did? And he's now up above the ground. But when I come through with buckets of water, this clay well that I've formed, and he's nice and hard, no splits in him, a few surface cracks, that'll stop the water from going everywhere. So we just pump him down. It's pretty crumbly, this potting mix, you know, it's not going to be that hard. I can feel some firmness in there now. It's not sinking anymore. So just flatten him out, give him a drink. Okay, over the next day or so I want this to become really, really wet. See what's happening here? It's retaining the water, it's keeping the water in there. And the water's going to go straight down into the hole. It's not going to disperse. It's just going exactly where I want it. And then little by little over the days, as time goes by, the sun will pull the water back up, straight back up out of the hole, and just keep that humidity around the tree, you know, let him stew. And I'm going to put all this water in here. See, I'll come back tomorrow and that will be all compacted and nice and moist and damp, and we might even get him planted tomorrow, just depending on how it feels. See, that's just sloppy now. There's not much more I can do here today. It's all about your soil preparation. This is the time to do it, because the tree's going to last for another 50 years and you won't get a chance to do this again. So not that I know what's right or wrong, you know, I'm just going by my gut and what I know about this environment here, that I've lived here for 7 years. You know, you can't go into a place like this and assume that you know everything, and I didn't know anything to begin with, you know, I'm just working it out as I go. So but I'm really happy with this well. I think that's going to help. I can plant my tree in here and then just come by every few days and pour a bucket of water in there, and he'll be right. He'll be fine. See ya. Okay, it's come time to do this, so let's do it. It's very dry in there. I just want to show you this. Just get some water in him. Okay. He's completely root bound. Well, not completely, you can still see plenty of dirt in there. There's sort of mixed ideas about whether you should loosen the roots when they're bound, but this one isn't actually all of that bound. There's heaps and heaps of dirt. The black there, heaps of black dirt. So I'm just going to pop him straight in the ground like that. I'm not going to bother teasing those out, or some people say you cut a cross in it so that the roots go in that direction, but I'm not going to do that. Why would I do that? There's no point. So I'm just going to dig it out. Right in the centre. It's actually quite hard to dig. But I know that all I've got down there is potting mix. That. So I don't know why it's so hard to dig, but it is. How far down do I want to go? You know, I reckon that's about it. square him out at the bottom. That dog's a funny dog. He does not let up. When Dad's working, everybody's working. Get him! Oh! Like I just threw it over the fence. There's a ball, there it is. There's probably a few balls everywhere. Okay, just like that, pack it all around. Drag it all in, push him down. There we go. Get all this potting mix around the plant. Give him a little drink. Just let that soak in. I'm actually not allowed to water out here again until Tuesday, which is 2 days time. But I am allowed to water out here tonight, so I'll put the hose on him and get all of that core filled up nice and full of water, and we'll go from there. Get a stake and fix him in. I won't do that right now. I'll come back around when it's a bit cooler. The sun needs to go down. I'm very hot here at the moment. Wearing black. Of course I'm hot. Come back a bit later.